exchange number 25. We're going to have some fun with Diana. As you know, she's extremely competitive, and she's just absolutely killing herself to run these legs in below 6 minutes. And she's going to be handing off to me at about 400 miles an hour, expecting me to reciprocate by keeping a pace up. Well, I don't think so. I think what we're going to do is we're going to bring this chair into the act. So stay tuned, and we'll see if this one works.
Oh, funny!
Watch a movie, Mr. Rosen?
No, thank you.
Would you like to watch a movie, Mr. Phelps?
I prefer the theater.
Would you consider the cinema of the Ukraine?
Perhaps you'll choose one for me. Thank you.
Good morning, Mr. Ponte. Each year in a mountainside area outside of Portland, Oregon, nearly 10,000 people gather to run from the top of Mount Hood to a small town on the Pacific coast. These people run in extreme heat, bitter cold, and blinding rainstorms. They run both day and night and suffer both sleep deprivation and the extreme discomfort of inadequate or poorly maintained porta potties. Apparently for protection, they form into small groups and identify themselves with strange names such as Dead Jocks in a Box, Depends on Rehab, and Bob, get your fat ass back in the van. You're an embarrassment to us all. The most amazing thing about the behavior of these people is that they are not paid or apparently coerced into participation in these grueling and humiliating activities. The Secretary believes that there is some form of mass mind control at work, and he has directed you and your Implausible missions force to find and eliminate the perpetrators of this group hysteria. Clearly, if a mind control device exists that causes behavior as strange and inhuman as is exhibited by these 10,000 people, it could easily be used for world domination and to destroy democracy and freedom as we know them. Should you choose to accept this implausible mission, your IMF team will consist of these highly trained operatives. The first member of your team and one of its veterans is Lee Zimmerman. Lee is a superb track athlete, cyclist, mountain climber, and a former male stripper. Another veteran team member is Chris Howard, a child psychologist. Chris is not only able to control the behavior of small children and young women, but has an uncanny ability to make waitresses do almost anything he wants. Dr. Mary Smith holds a doctorate degree in astrophysics and one of the world's foremost experts in telemetry, guidance control, and location identification. She will be able to pinpoint the exact location of all of your IMF team as they disperse throughout the forests of Central and Western Oregon. A word of caution, Gary. While Dr. Smith will be extremely valuable to your mission, reports have recently surfaced that she behaves very provocatively when surrounded by beer, leather underwear, and handcuffs. Say Lee, a new member of your team, is the nation's foremost authority on alternative living environments and mobile life support systems. Erin Lucky, an expert on sleep deprivation and insomnia control, she too is a new team member. Paul Tompkins served for many years on another IMF team, and the reasons for his dismissal are not clear. While we believe he may be helpful to this mission, he should be watched closely and considered unarmed, but possibly very dangerous. Joe Fletcher is a trained nutritionist and diet expert. His work includes a doctoral thesis on the nutritional value of Twinkies, which, until his study, was not well understood by the scientific community. Unfortunately, while engaged in this research, his dietary tract suffered irreparable injuries, so porta potties must always be readily available to him for the safety and comfort of your team. Dale Elmenhurst is also a new member of your team. He is a running enthusiast and a highly trained athlete that needs to be watched closely for antisocial behavior or inappropriate language. Diana Babb is a New York fashion designer and women's clothing manufacturer. She will study the clothing and costumes of the people in the race for their possible psychological implications and to see if she can develop a new line of athletic wear for Kmart. Tim Copeland will play no real role on your team, but you will have to bring him along anyway because his wife owns one of your Suburbans and he's the only person we know with access to the video editing equipment which your team will need at the conclusion of your mission. John Patterson, a former member of the IMF team until forced into retirement because of age, ill health, and self-abuse, will be the driver of one of your vans, and you will be the driver of van number 2. If you choose to accept this mission, you will need to assemble this operation into a tight, well-disciplined unit to lead and direct their every movement. And most importantly, you will need to mail your team's registration form well before the deadline. As always, should any member of your IMF team be caught or killed, the Secretary will disavow any knowledge of your existence. And if anything happens to you, Gary, I get first dibs on your Annette Funicello pinup collection. Good luck, Gary. This tape will self-destruct in 5 seconds.
Greetings. Hi, John. And welcome to the 1929 Walkathon.
You look like you're in great shape
And
for it.
I am. I've been training.
Let's start this thing the way we should. Hi, everyone. I'm Tim Copeland. This is John Patterson. We're Mission Implausible this year, and this is the 7th running of our team. We've been doing this since about 1927. And but this year is going to be a little different one because this year, instead of starting from the top of Mount Hood and going all the way to Seaside as we have in the past 192 miles, we're going to take a little smaller trip.
How are you going to explain that?
Huh?
How are you going to explain that?
In terms of why we're doing
Yeah.
it?
Why have we cut off a third of this whole trip?
Combination of either age or good sense. I'm not sure which it is.
Okay, we'll
But,
leave it at that.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's going to be unhappy that we did this. Well, as we've done in years past, what we want to do is we want to have an opportunity to introduce you to all of the people that are on this team. And we have some people that have been with this team since its inception 7 years ago, and we have some people that are brand new to us. And so this is going to be a real fun mix. And leading off this year is Lee Zimmerman. Lee is, come on in, Lee. You know how this, you know how this
the
works.
routine.
I know.
Yeah, now people remember, you know, as your names are called, come on in here. And Lee and I basically had the distinction with John Brennan, I think 1 or 2 years, of going off the mountain, and
Yeah.
this big lead-off thing. It was
Yeah.
this big rush, and there were thousands of people there. And this is kind of, you know, a down, you know, a downturn from that.
It looks like an underwater start over there.
So you swim to the surface.
It's a triathlon.
Oh, I see.
It's
Okay.
not from the melting snow off the mountain either. It's the sloughs of Portland.
Oh, jeez. This what? The slough?
The slough.
The slough. Okay. All right.
I used to live here. I know all about this stuff.
Okay. All right. Well, anyway, so now we can't talk to you about how you're going to, you know, just conquer this big, you know, descent. So what are you going to do?
Try not to get lost.
How long's your lake? How are you going to get lost?
5.8.
It's 5.8. It's daylight.
That's right.
It's straight.
It's a Smithism.
Yeah.
That's a Smithism.
Oh yeah, Mary
Getting lost.
Smith is back with us this year. You know, you remember Where's Mary Smith? You know, from like about 2 or 3
This
years
is Portland. You can get lost in Portland. I've heard that.
ago. Yeah, you know, it takes some work, but you can. Okay. Well, now you're running what? 2 legs, 3 legs?
3 legs, actually.
Okay. And strategies, thoughts, ideas on what you're going to try to accomplish.
Make it through it.
Just finish.
Yeah, see, and then since I'm running first, I'm done first.
Okay.
And then it's shower and beer and beach.
In that order?
Maybe. Maybe not. Beer, shower, beach. Beer, shower, beach. I got to get that right.
All right. Okay, good.
All right.
All right.
Who's next?
Well,
Thanks for coming with us.
Right.
And now we're going to have to kind of cut and fill as we go through this thing because some of our runners aren't here yet. And by gosh, we sure hope they get here because you're going to be running two legs, big guy. If they don't.
I think Ponty has to take
Get back
over.
in the camera. Get back in the camera. You can't put us both in. Well, all right. Connie will do it.
Okay.
All right. Paul Tompkins is a super runner if he gets here. But if he isn't, then that means that Mary Smith is going to jump in and run his leg and hers. Hi, Mary. Come on in here. Run in here. Mary loves this part.
This is my favorite
This is
part.
the favorite part of the whole show.
That's why I came back.
That's right. She did.
You
And I mean,
know, I think what's important about that, Tim, is that we finally found her. It's been only 2 years since she ended up missing.
we lost her in
We
Portland.
lost her in Portland.
we finally
she
found her.
finally found her, and she's come
That was
back.
in 1994. We lost her.
I know.
That was
It's been- where have you
1996.
been for 2 years, Mary. It's been, you know. we've
She's
been
not
there-
telling.
It was rough out there.
Oh, my God.
She's not telling, but I tell you, she's got a grin on her face you can't knock off with a shovel. Anyway,
She did mention something on the way down about forgetting her leather skirt.
Shorts.
Shorts. Leather, whatever it was. But she did bring the handcuffs.
That's where she's been all these 2 years in Portland. The leather handcuffs.
We'll edit that
we
one out.
went to Spartacus. Well, that's right. A couple of years ago, you put that deal in about how you had this charge account of Spartacus leathers.
Yes.
My God, you really do.
See? You forgot.
I had forgot. Well, it's nice to have you back. I hope you enjoy this trip.
Yeah, I'm glad to be back.
And we'll continue to enjoy this video as much as you have all of those in the past. Any concerns about the first leg?
Nope, it's nice and straight. So it's dark.
it's
I got
the-
my beeper. And
It's the third leg that you just assigned to her that's got her a little concerned.
Third and the fourth.
Third and
Right
fourth.
there.
Oh, third
Yeah.
and fourth leg.
No.
But,
Well, we're
It'll
delighted.
be cooler.
Well, anyway, we're delighted to have you back.
but wait a minute, Mary, did you explain all the things that you brought with you? In case you got
Do you invite him?
Well, I'll just step back and drink beer.
Me too.
Mary, tell them about the things that you brought with you, in case.
just in case.
I
brought it.
Come on.
I brought an alarm, pepper spray, my flashlight, my vest. What else?
And cellular phone.
You guys are
We'll
supposed
give
to
you
supply
that
me
one.
with that.
Yeah, we will.
So I'll be
So if
safe.
anybody jumps you, they're in big trouble. They got the pepper spray. The alarm goes off, and then the pepper spray goes. And then we find
I'm
her.
safe. I'll make it.
The alarm? Somebody jumps her and she turns
She's
on
got
an
an
alarm?
alarm that she
It's a little
turns with.
handheld alarm.
Really? Oh, you mean just a screamer?
Yeah.
Really? Wow. Okay. Don't set it off in the car.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Let's see. I'm doing the third, fourth. I'm doing the fourth leg, and my God, Lee, you're doing the fifth leg too? Yeah.
Isn't it something?
This is unbelievable.
Isn't that something?
All right. Okay. And then say Lee. You guys related? No, there's no relation between you two, is there? So long far as you know. Say is my pal. Say is my office mom, actually. If you want to tell the truth. And she got recruited in a weak moment.
Yes, and if
In a very weak moment to do this. And you've been training a lot. Tell us all about the training you've been doing.
I've been running, trying to keep my pace low because I haven't really been doing that much running up until this point. But I figured since you recruited me, I should probably train a little bit. So on a road trip, I've been running, and you know, since you've been gone, I have been running.
You ran on the road trips.
Yes, I did.
When?
When you weren't around.
The airport, you know, getting to the gate on the plane doesn't count as well. You know, we're running there. Okay. Well, this is going to be really interesting because she's in great shape, but she, you know, I don't know. Her problem was that she was saying, I can't keep my pace. You know, I can't get slower than a 6-minute mile. I'm like, Jesus, you know, I can't drive 6 minutes.
Well, I'm just going to slip in a little editorial comment in here because we were driving down the highway and she just flipped through this and she said, "Who assigned these anticipated running times?"
Oh,
Tim.
no, Fletcher.
Joe. She said,
Joe always does.
"I can't do it that fast." I said, "Well, you're down for it, so I guess you better." Well, and then somebody said, "Well, how fast do you usually run?" She says, "Well, I don't time myself on a 5-minute mile." So, it's potluck. But that's all right. We told her, do whatever it takes.
All right.
Whatever.
Okay, so you're going to do number 5, and you're going to do number
No, I'm
18,
gonna do number 6.
number 6 and number 18, and number 23.
No.
Okay. Well, maybe.
Maybe you'll do 23.
I'll help you out. All right. Thank you very much. That's Say Lee. Chris Howard. Chris, come here. Chris, Lee, and I think, are the only people that have been here running at all 3 runs. And Gary, and we're going to get Gary on camera in just a second. Gary's also been the guy that's never missed, and unfortunately, this is the time he misses. But now you're going to be doing 7, and you're going to be doing 8, 19, and you're going to be doing 24. And you're just really glad we started in Portland, because you've been doing about 5 legs we started at Mount Hood.
Actually, I don't mind the 3 because it makes it feel more like the regular Hood to Coast.
Yeah.
If you went past that, then it would be, stressful.
And on your
Well, no,
shirt
no.
that says Portland to Coast, we're going to scratch it out, and you're going to get the honorary Hood to Coast.
Yeah.
Well, do ours just say Portland to Coast?
Yeah, that's we heard they did.
Yeah, they do. I've seen some of them.
It's under your arm.
That's right. Here they are.
Well, it's okay. They're very cool.
They are real nice. Nice shirt.
And we also know when we get to the beach, we can buy anything. You know? They will. They'll sell you medals. They'll sell you trophies.
Good,
I mean,
good. Well,
yeah.
we'll all be finishers.
Yeah.
From Hood to Coast.
Yeah, we will. What are you looking forward to? What's your expectation that you just would really like to do?
JP.
I'm just here to get a good time.
22.
I'm just
well,
here
I
to
know
have a
that,
good
but
time.
how are you going to do that?
Well, I'm kind of thinking
What would
about
be the most fun thing that could possibly happen to you?
probably recruiting a full team.
Of waitresses.
I think there's still an opportunity to recruit some more people.
Hey,
We've got 2 empty
shoot this,
spaces
shoot
on the
this.
team.
Hold it. Pathetic threesome.
God,
She's been out, obviously, Diana has been out sleeping somewhere. Here she comes.
they're picking up the homeless people off the streets.
Homeless runners.
People off the streets.
So let me explain what we're doing right now. We're obviously having to interview runners almost as we can find them, because things haven't really worked out the way we expected. You hardly got here. What? You were out of town?
Barely got here.
Yeah, I know.
I was out of town in San Diego and tried to make connections with Gary, and never made connections with Gary as to where to meet them. And so,
So how in the world did you get here?
well, Kate, who was our runner that had to drop out, was in Portland anyway. She was at the airport, and she said, we have to meet them at Joe's restaurant at 6 o'clock. That to me didn't sound right. So we tried my Joe's restaurant. She goes, yes, there's a restaurant in Portland. So we called, looked in the phone book, called Joe's restaurant, find out if there was reservations for you guys. And they said, well, no, we don't take reservations anyway, but got the location. She was going to drop me off at Joe's Bar and Grill down at someplace in Portland at 6 o'clock, and I was going to wait for you guys there.
Oh, good.
But that didn't sound right.
So you'd have
to me.
been there and all about it.
My brain started saying, that does not sound right.
Yeah, that's smart.
So I started making some phone calls, called Gary's office, called Lee, no answer there. Gary, they didn't know where Gary was. I asked them, did you sell your phone with you? And they said no.
I did.
But you, well, they said no. So by chance, I caught Joe at his house just before they left. And the only reason they were leaving late was because they had to push your car. Was it your car? It was Chris Howard's car.
Chris's car.
Chris's Howard's car, and they locked up the wheels. And couldn't get the car, so they were moving it about 2 inches. And half an hour later, they finally got the car. Well, they were on their way out the door when I called, and they said, meet me at Paul Tompkins' daughter's house. So I just lucked out.
Well, all right. I don't think we really introduced Diana. This is Diana Babbitt, and she's a great runner, and we're really glad you're here, so we don't have to run 4 or 5 legs. And,
Thank you.
Well, then you can have
Joe,
7:45.
John, come here. Oh, okay. All right. Well,
Okay,
obviously,
where were we?
obviously, we're way out of order on this thing because we had some, late entrants coming in, and Paul Tompkins, Diana Babb, and Joe Fletcher just got here, and we'll get them on in a minute. But we've got somebody who's about ready to leave, and we want to get her on camera, and that's Aaron Lecky.
Aaron, Lecky.
Yeah. All right, Aaron, come on in here.
Paul,
Come here.
your shirt is on the dash, your number is on the dash, and there
We don't have a
are
lot of time.
pins and a cup holder.
Hi, this is Aaron Lecky. Aaron was recruited by Chris Howard, who's been under his professional counseling for some years, and he finally snapped, and you came on this run.
That's right. Well, yeah, as I was telling people before, it's this vicious slide tackle that really caught me by surprise. And then, of course, Penny held me down as he told me I was going to run with his team, and well, that was about all there was to it.
Okay. Has he talked to you much about a woman named Barbara Rivers?
Yeah.
No, I don't know.
Okay, well this will come out. You'll get to understand who Barbara Rivers is in a minute. Now, we want to get a little better acquainted with Erin, but there's a woman standing back there with a camera. She just took our picture, and she looks kind of like her, and I suspect I know who she is. Come here. You come on here.
Come on.
No, come on. Come on. Hi.
This is my mother.
Introduce your
Janice Shermer, who came down to see me off. How many times
Well,
have you run
I'm going to
this
say
race?
right in front of the camera that I'm tired of holding your damn beer bottle and you take it back.
Yeah. And
She
runner.
doesn't drink, Henry.
Yeah, she does today, Mom. We trained her all the way down.
Vibrator back too. This has been a family show up till now, but this is what happens when you recruit.
It was a relatively long trip down here.
JP, this is empty.
Well, you drank it, don't you remember? Oh,
She's already
another blackout.
She's already calling you JP.
Yeah.
Your first wife
Well,
didn't call you JP.
we got quite intimate, and we weren't even in the same band.
She's longing for JR. Mom.
Okay. Now listen, why aren't you running? Because we need a runner, and you look like you're in great shape. So why don't you just grab some tennis shoes and hop in the van with us?
You're running sandals, perhaps?
My shoes are back.
We've got extra shoes.
We've got extra shoes. We can do it.
Tim knows where the Nike wholesale store is.
Yeah, I do. We'll go right by. Not a problem. We can sign you up in a
brought me a
heartbeat.
brand new pair of Nike. No.
All right.
They're locked in.
6 times is enough. Yeah, 6 times is enough.
Have you done this?
Keypad.
Yeah.
Keypad.
Okay. All for you.
Not Portland.
Big stuff, guys. Yeah, it's not this wimp stuff. Yeah. All right. Well,
I've got an 11
all right.
month jacket.
Wait a
Now,
second.
Aaron, you live in Walmart.
Wait a minute. Now we're on.
Now you're on. Did you like the last segue where the camera just went zap and cameraman and we went 35 minutes and out of there for a
Well, we didn't finish the goodbyes to Aaron's mom, and
yeah.
so goodbye.
Goodbye, Aaron's
goodbye.
mom.
Nice
And,
to
we
see
would
you,
like to have you come
and
back.
we'd sure
We'll
love
talk.
to have you run a couple of legs.
Aaron,
or
we'll get you on video a lot more during the course of the evening and morning. No, we will. Hi, Paul.
Hi, Tim. What's this?
This is Paul Tompkins. Paul was a little late getting here, but boy, we're really glad he's here. He's running the 2nd leg, and he's running the 4th leg, he's running the 9th leg, he's running the 12th leg. And actually, we could pretty much go home and just sort of meet you at the feet.
Well, as long as we can alternate, we'll be fine.
Okay. All right.
You're a hell of a man, though, Paul. At least
Do
the
we
way
bring
it
the
looks
massage
like.
factory?
Paul has done this a lot, but Paul's been
On the winning team.
yeah, that's another way. And yeah.
I hope your
they
interviews are
blown up.
almost over because
Well,
there's
yeah,
nobody
we are.
left. They all
right.
walked down the street.
Here's what we're gonna do. We're still short some people, but we're running out of time, so we're gonna go to the starting line and watch the blast off from Portland to Coast. Here we are, folks. We've reached an all-new Loven team uniform.
We got $1.30
I don't know. I'm gonna go interview her for just a minute. Excuse me, miss, ma'am. Hi, this is a little on camera. Excuse me, ma'am. Could you turn around for just a second? Hi there. What's the name of your team?
Depends on rehab.
Depends on rehab, and of course that means that your uniform includes a depends.
You got that right.
Yeah.
Personal, anything?
Let me ask you something about that. I mean, if you've got a problem with incontinence, do you really want a device that's named depends? I mean, wouldn't you want for sure, or absolutely, or you betcha, instead of depends?
What we really want is a clean, non-smelly van, unlike last year.
Yeah.
So we're taking all kinds of safety
Oh,
precautions.
really?
as you can see.
What was the name of your team last year?
Well, it was something totally different. But
Yeah, I
the problem
know.
was
We got about 40 seconds.
it wasn't as clean as it could have been. We kind of like walked in people shit and tracked it in our van, and we smelled that until like April the following year.
Okay.
This year it's not going to happen.
Well, you're set up. Well, we're going to go film the start of this. Thanks very much. We'll see you down the line.
5 seconds. Let's get ready to rumble. You're off. This
is the #1 exchange point, and it's on the Vancouver side of the Columbia River. No, I'm sorry, that's not right. It's on the Portland. We're still in Portland, aren't we? But we're on the other side of the Willamette. And here goes the runner. But I want to just kind of around now and show you this really beautiful scene that we're looking at. And it's quite it's a beautiful evening and a lovely view of the Willamette. We're going to be crossing over the Willamette in about 2 more legs and meeting up with the contingent that started at Hidden Coast. Those are the people that got their reservations in on time.
Dig, Ponty, dig.
This is Paul Tompkins, and Paul was talking to us about an episode that happened in this morning.
I am very proud to report this episode to you.
All right.
Somebody cleaned my house for me this morning.
Okay.
And God bless her anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, that was such a sweet thing to do, and I was so shocked that I forgot my vest.
Among
other things.
She cleaned your house.
Cleaned my house.
Yeah.
And made me lunch.
And made you lunch.
Made me lunch.
And
couldn't believe it.
And so what?
So
why do we care?
Why do you care?
Yeah.
You were the one that wanted the story.
So what's the story?
The story is she made me lunch. And so I forgot my vest, and I forgot my light, and I forgot my money, and I forgot my hat, and I forgot half of
She made you lunch in
and
your
my sleeping bag.
She made you lunch.
You got a
she made you lunch, and just, Boy, I tell you, if she ever makes you dinner, you won't know your name or, where your car keys are or anything.
That's right. And much more, I won't care. I won't care.
Oh, really?
Yes. Really.
Okay.
Oh,
and I'll tell you what, as the day and night wears on, sports fans, we'll come back and talk to Paul for some continuing sequels to this story.
Okay.
Bye for now.
Dark.
The people that you meet on these runs are really extraordinary, and we've got a couple women here with. You won't hit me. We got a couple people with stars on their legs.
Here, Dan.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
Good.
Thanks very much. What's the name of your team? Oh my God. Hold on here. We got a little close up. By golly, I hope that hits it. Very nice. What's the name of your team?
24 feet above sea level. Now we're down to 16.
Where are y'all from?
Danville, California.
You really?
Yeah.
You came all the way up here for this?
Oh, you bet.
How many times have you done this?
We did Hood to Coast last year.
Okay.
And then this is Portland to Coast this year.
Because you didn't get your reservation in time.
Well, we did, but they lost it.
Well, same thing.
Yeah.
Same result. That's right. So are you unhappy about this, or is this nice to have anything to do too? Do me a favor. Would you run over with her because I can't get you both in the camera at the same time? Okay. All right. Because we're going to be on channels 5 tomorrow.
Oh God, we'll tune in.
Yeah.
We told our friends to watch. Hi, Mom. TV.
Yeah.
Hi, Jessica.
All the way from Danville, California.
Yeah. Who's Jessica?
My daughter.
Your daughter. Okay.
She's older than she looks. Yes, I am. I did get carded today too, buying champagne. Just so everyone knows. I got carded. We're gonna be sick of hearing about this.
Okay. All right. Well, now listen. Yeah. Well, the name of our team is we're Mission Implausible, and so we'll see each other around a lot. We'll know you by your stars, and you'll know us by our broken bodies. Okay. Nice meeting you. Have a good time. Bye.
Good.
Hi. How was it?
Great.
40.
45, 57.
You guys step up on the curb.
I will.
Yeah. Let's go up on the curb. How was it?
You're 30 seconds fast.
Good. It was fun. It was great.
How far was that one?
5/8.
And you did that fast?
It was fun. That was great.
Paul Tompkins. Paul is.
You know what you're standing in?
Looks like China. All right. So at any event, hi, Paul.
Gotcha.
Paul just finished his second leg, and he's going to do his third leg and one more leg after this.
And I'm so excited.
Yeah, you are.
Yes, quite. Because I'm cold out here. That's why I'm jumping up and down.
I understand.
Yes.
Yeah. So give our viewers just a little description of where we are.
Well, we were discussing small mouths and large mouths.
No. Where we are, not what we're doing.
Oh, we're in the fog of Clatsop County.
Okay.
And as you see, the fog is mincing its way on little fox's feet across the hillside.
On little fox's feet.
On little fox's feet.
But this is a nice rest area, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
It is a nice rest area. It's
And
very scenic.
we've been here in years past sometimes when they had people laid out in the field across from us in like cordwood because it was so hot, and now it's probably what, 50 degrees?
Yeah, don't back up.
I won't. I won't. There's an electric fence or a big dog or something back there, or where a big dog was.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Okay. Well, what are you going to do this next run? It's a toughie. It's going to be like, what, 4 miles up and 4 miles down?
That's what I understand. You go up 4 miles and then you die.
Okay.
Then you'll have to pick me up there, or either that or throw some dirt on top of me.
Okay, and assuming that you come through this next one alive, are we going to come back and talk about big mouths and small mouths?
We will talk about big mouths and small mouths over a large mouth of smallmouth Mickeys.
And if any of our viewers understand what the hell that means, they ought to be ashamed of yourself. And we'll come back and we'll catch up on that.
All right.
Yeah, all right.
Well, Tim, are you ready for this leg?
Yeah, I am. I'm ready to go. It's nice. Is that Murray?
Well, that's what I've been thinking.
She's 2 minutes
Hey,
under.
get this on tape. This is going to be a good one.
I got it.
All right, Brock, goodbye.
That made it worth it.
Have a good one, Tim.
Yeah, thanks.
What's this I hear? There's a whole lot of talk. The people say they try to put the kid. Yeah, yeah. Tell me what you did. You can call it what you want, but I call it messing with the kid.
All right.
Now the kid plays hot and hot.
Okay, let's get that.
I say what I mean. I mean what I say. Yeah, yeah. Tell me what you did. You can call it what you want, but I call it messing with the kid.
How much sleep have you gotten so far?
A lot more than the other
All you
people
do
in the
is you
van.
add up the total number of hours she's been on the road.
Yeah.
We've been here.
Right.
And subtract the number of hours that she has actually run.
And the rest is sleep?
The rest is sleep.
Okay.
Aaron gets in the van, boom, you know.
How much beer have you had to drink?
None.
None? That's a mistake, Aaron. Let me tell you that from experience. Yeah. I mean,
She's saying that.
I mean,
in
look
case her
at
mom
Joe.
didn't see the
Look
video.
at what a lot of beer drinking has done for Joe. And if you ever want to get that old and look as good as he does, well, let's just say if you ever want to get that old, you might want to think about that.
Well, I've been eating nothing but cinnamon rolls.
Well, okay, that's a good start. All right.
Party line. Who is this young lady?
Hi, Gary.
How are you?
Well, I'm just waiting to experience these particular porta potties. I'm really a connoisseur.
What's been the rating so far?
Well, the first half just didn't have the capacity for stench that these later ones do.
I
So
see.
I'm really hoping this one rates up there.
The latest in porta potties. Here's the men's part, and here's the universal part for anyone who is interested. Thank you very much.
You notice this sign behind us, right next to the porta potties? Here's a sign, right here, see? And it's right next to
A whole line.
a whole line of porta potties.
Janet from the
Hillsboro Evergreen Christian Center.
The Hillsboro Evergreen Christian Center, and she
No, you're not saying it with the right
She
accent.
could keep them going.
Y'all right.
Now, is this Hillsboro,
Yeah.
Tennessee?
Hillsboro, Oregon.
Okay, Hillsboro.
Right
Oregon.
here, they're local.
All right.
Do they all speak like you?
No.
Oh.
That's why I thought it was Tennessee.
Don't embarrass us. Yeah, don't embarrass us. She's embarrassed us the whole entire race.
This is what
Let's
people
do it.
at Evergreen Christian Center do.
Let's do it. Here, we want to hear a concert here. This is what keeps these guys walking.
She was doing that last night for the walkers. There's no real tune to it. It just kind of. Let's like it. Okay, Kevin? We didn't have
Nike won? How many Nike teams are there?
Just one good one.
One good one? Are you
the one?
the number one team?
Let me get you kids. You have to I just want to go grab a
What do you guys average when you
What were you wearing?
Well, till we got lost, we were doing really well. Till we got lost, we did very well. We lost 17 men.
Were you guys on the one last year? Any of you guys on the last year?
We won. Yeah, it was on
That's great.
You gonna win again this year? Or is that 17 minutes gonna?
Took us back to 4th place, and then now we back 20 minutes up ahead of the second team.
What's your average pace per runner?
Varies anywhere from 4:30 to 4:45. Probably. My last leg at around 4:38.
Is that what we do?
I joined on the corporate team. Still on the second team.
Oh.
Nike too.
What does the first leg for Nike team does a 4:01 average? What was your fastest mile in that leg?
The first one at 3:38.
3:38, your first mile?
Yeah, I went back. They figured the 18.
Yikes. And you're still standing up?
Yeah. I like to run downhill. So to me, it's easy than running downhill.
You still want to join their team?
I wish.
All right, what's your average pace per mile?
6:30 this one.
That's nothing to squawk about.
That's going to be my challenge right now.
We're supposed to know the course, we're supposed to read the maps, but we've done this so many times, we know the course, we believe, you know, and what we did, frankly, was at the last second, somebody had to believe a volunteer who said, you know, you got to go left, and we're saying, man, what do we do? And they went left. That's basically effectively what happened, and we should have gone right.
You're a little calmer now. You had to make up about 11 minutes, but you had the guys to do it.
We had to make up 16 minutes, actually, and yeah, you got to give all credit to the chase group, Brad and his van, because no team, as you know, in the history of this race has ever come from an 11-minute deficit to win. And so we had something else to prove.
All right, here he comes to save the day.
Water.
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 Looking good, Dale.
Coming to ya on a dusty road. Good loving, I got a truckload. And when you get it,
Thank you.
got
This
some.
guy's gonna rollerblade to try to get some video.
Cause I'm coming.
It's like a windsurfer.
Isn't this what we're designing for our next?
Yeah, this is how we're gonna run too.
I think this is what we're making.
Dale, you're ahead of the Nike runner. Keep going.
Bring on up.
Joe.
Let's go. Take it, Joe. See you in a bit, Joe. All right.
Here he comes. He's passing that Nike guy's right up in front of you.
Come on.
There he goes. He just passes him.
What are you looking? Yeah, this is your second leg. It's a long one.
Yeah.
And is this an uphill leg or is this?
Vicious uphill. It's rated very, very hard. And
Or is that very, very flat?
well, it's rated that way for a reason. So don't take anything for granted.
That's right. So you're going to go out there and attack this. Give it all you got. Sacrifice your body.
I'm going to take out as many runners as I can and see what we can do.
When they say roadkill, you mean roadkill.
That's right.
We'll grab the rope and I'll pull you in, give you hope, and be your only boyfriend. Yeah.
Well, I'm from Providence Health System, and we're the Sisters on the Road at Sisters Bad Habits. We have 2 teams that are running. Actually, we have 6 teams from Providence.
Are you really going to run?
No, actually, I'm the driver.
Okay.
Yeah.
With cycling gloves on?
Well, I just thought I didn't want to, get my hands rough. And
She drives
I drive
fast,
huh?
Designer driving gloves on.
Yeah. So we're having lots of fun out
Does
here.
your whole team consist of sisters?
There are no sisters on it. We're all working in a clinic at the hospital.
Oh, I see.
But
Just
the
sisters are just.
Yeah, we got permission from the Sisters of Providence to wear the habit today because we're called Bad Habits.
Oh. Is it a wee bit warm in the sun?
Oh, not really. Really, there's just like a thin. This is just a real thin, costume.
Now you'd really turn some heads if you ran with that, though.
Oh, of course I would, but I'm not that stupid.
I think the walking.
What'd you ask her, Gary? Gary. What? What'd you just ask her?
I said, were they tolerable?
Who?
You.
guys.
In the car?
Yeah.
What'd she say?
She said, absolutely not.
Mary?
I said you guys were great.
Mary can see that the little red light is blinking.
There's a quote.
these guys were great.
Well, Gary, what do you think?
I guess you had to have been there.
Yeah, I guess so.
I guess you wish you had been there.
Yeah.
One of the things about doing hood to coast is you get to have an opportunity to see some really beautiful scenery. As you can see, we're going by some open area now.
This is John Patterson, our ever-present, diligent driver. No, both hands on the wheel, John, and look forward. And
Little switch back here. I had to stop and turn on.
John's nearly killed.
Goddamn, the clipboard almost went out the window.
We nearly lost the clipboard. Yeah, that's right. Well, here we are.
We'll come back and I'll talk to you some more.
No. We'll, you do what you do best, and we'll do what we do best, which is you drive and we'll pray. Car shots. This is sort of a new thing for us. We usually don't do moving car shots. This is Mary the Blanket Smith, and she looks like she's really ensconced here. That's Paul Tompkins. You probably don't recognize him with his pants on. And then in the back is Lee Zimmerman. Lee's taken over, say Lee's. Are you subletting it from her? Is that this? You're subletting this little burro that?
Lease is up in about 4
Yeah, that they've all made. But everybody's been having a pretty good time. Listen, everybody in this car is done running. That's why everybody is so happy, right? Happy. We're happy. Yeah. Paul just finished an incredibly tough leg, 6 miles, after having done his second leg about
I don't know.
2 hours before?
It was enough to complain about. Though.
Boy, it was. It was like within an hour and a half, so it was amazing. But the last leg anyway, it was 6 miles. It was 4 miles up, 2 miles down.
And the moon was out.
And the moon was out. Yeah. Here comes Say. Here she goes. She looks great. She's going to hand it off to Chris. Go, Chris.
Oh, yes, I'm happy it's done.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's actually not too bad.
Are you sad you're not going to be able to do one more leg? Because next year when you come back to do Hood to Ghost, that's what you're going to have to do.
I told you he would get me to do it. You know, I said I'll do it once, doesn't mean I'll do it every single year.
That's how it happened to us.
You gotta make it real sweet.
It's called commitment.
Exactly.
Yeah, or be committed. We all ought to be committed. Well, we have a new occupant of the Saley Lounge. And, hi, Mary. You took over for Say in her little burro. Actually, we're going to come and talk to you in a minute, but I'm going to do a little different angle on this.
Oh, shit.
Mary, shot. Go ahead.
See, this is proving that people really don't have to have a home. This is maybe how we can take care of the homeless problem in America, is we give them all the backseat of a Suburban to live in. You want to give us a little tour of your home back here?
Please, come here.
Huh?
Extra blankets, pillow.
Yeah? What's that?
Clothes.
What's that up there?
Right here?
Yeah, no, yeah. Oh, that's... Okay, no, just above. Oh, some chairs?
Yeah,
Okay.
and some beer.
You got beer? Can I have a beer?
I did have beer. I'm sorry.
Where is it?
They lied to you, too. Somebody drank it.
Who?
It was me.
You did?
It was you.
Who was it? You or me?
It was you.
It was JP. It was the driver. It was that JP. It's always JP.
It was our driver.
Yeah, that speaks really... That's a good recommendation, isn't it? That's right.
You still got us through.
JP, what's our next mission?
Going to Astoria?
Why? Oh, to ask? No. Is that really our next mission? Don't we have one more mission? We got a prior mission. Olney? We do have to go to Olney, don't we? All right. We're going to Olney, Mary. But we're going to pay off.
Okay.
Olney.
Okay.
And we're probably 40 miles away from Astoria, and we're all done with our runs, and we're going to go in here and just get some necessary provisions for the road.
Oh, and here's some of our teammates stocking up on some essentials. This is John Patterson getting... Hi, John. What are you buying? Tofu?
I got milk.
You got milk?
For the baby.
Milk yep,
for the baby.
Milk and tofu. And what, this is the baby? See you in the car.
Finished. And this is what the scene looks like.
Setter, 2BO, 764.
Finishing up.
784.
There's Chris and the rest of the crew.
Legacy Rehab, 784.
20. 88. That's Running from the Law from Portland, Oregon. And team 2092.
Lounging around. Tim in his new hat.
Hi, Gary. My new hat. I'm really happy with my new hat because Joe doesn't like it. So it means it's probably, I don't know, it may well be in bad taste, but at least he's not going to swipe it. So that's good.
There's the rest of the crew.
Well,
What was that? Corporate tents. There's a bandstand for the bands in the afternoon and evening.
Well, good morning. We're at the Dutch Cup again. This is our ritual Sunday morning breakfast after the run, and we're here with a lot of old team members and a lot of new team members, and a lot of young team and a lot of not so young team members. But you know, we'll see about all of that. This was the first year that we've organized ourselves as Mission Implausible, and after a couple years of cruel runnings. And this is what the T-shirts look like. We didn't have an opportunity to show you what they look like earlier, but that's what they are. We're going to go around the table, and we're going to have some people talk about their impressions of the run. The one thing we ought to point out here. Just spin it, Paul. We should point out is that we weren't a Hood to Coast team this year. We were a Portland to Coast team, and that turned out actually to be fun. It meant that some of us didn't have to do 3 legs, and those people that did 3 legs had an opportunity to not rest at all between them, and Paul can talk about that. But I'm going to start around the table with John, and we'll just run it around here, and then we'll go over to the other table.
I'm not sure I knew what the question was. I haven't seen the script yet.
Just talk.
Well, my name is Mary, and I haven't seen the script. But I'd like to tell you about my 2 legs.
All right.
Well, that'll do nicely.
They're right over here next. Whoops. Well, got her excited. Well, anyway, this is my 5, 6, 7, 8th Hood to Coast. I guess we're still calling it Hood to Coast, even though we shortened it a little bit. And I drove again this year, and it was obviously very hot, and there's been a lot of problems as a result of it. But I think that was contributed to some of the elements of excitement of this race, and everybody knows it isn't easy. This is an interesting group, and we have to put up with weirdos like Paul, which is, you know, a new element to me. And well, anyway, I'll pass on that. Paul, you just keep interrupting me, and my train of thought is disappearing so quickly. It's just. I hope you will.
We will.
Yeah.
We will.
But anyway, it's great being here, and I'm enjoying being a part of this group. Diana?
Let's see, I can say I have a love-hate relationship with Pittsburgh Hill. It builds character. I love all the dirt and grime on it, and I loved running it at night. What else can I say, huh? And then I hated it. And that was it. It also destroys character, as well as building it. So that's my statement.
Very nicely done, Diana. Well, who are you? My name is Paul Tompkins, and this is my first year to run with this group of animals, and having come previously from the Walla Walla Runaways, which is another group of animals. And I must say that this group of animals has much younger and better looking women running with it, and much older and worse looking men running with it. And, right. The other team, Walla Walla Runaways, has a lot of humor in it, and they felt sorry for me because they thought that the van wouldn't be anywhere near as much fun. But I would say to the contrary, that we discovered that there were pterodactyls on the course, and there was a plethora of pterodactyls upon the course.
It's off a lot.
And we found out several things. We found out that Patterson does a lot of hallucinating, which might be which might have something to do with all the whatever he did in the 60s. Oh, thank you. This looks good.
The pterodactyls in the first place. Pterodactyls.
So it has been a great deal of fun, and the good thing about Portland to Coast is that you get to get your 3 legs out of the way in a hurry. You get to the beach earlier, which means more beer can be drunk and more partying can be had. And so I like this concept, and I think being as old as we are now, in our late 30s, that we should be thinking about our well-being for here on out. Now, since I do not want my hollandaise sauce to get cold, I think I shall pass this microphone on to my friend to the right.
And this is my first time with this group as well, and I have to admit that I will thank Tim for twisting my arm to join this run. I had a good time. I'm glad it was the Portland to Coast because this is my first fun run, and I've never really run that many 5 miles as I have in this run, but I'm glad I came, and maybe if you can sweet talk me a little bit more, I'll do it next year for the Hood to Coast. Maybe.
You sweet talk me.
Maybe.
Right. We'll talk sweet talk.
Hi, I'm Dale Elmenhurst, and this is my first year running too, and I did enjoy it. The run was fun. I could have conditioned a little bit more for it. That would have been beneficial. And I would like to run it again next year if my wife will let me run it again next year. I do want to make one comment. It's been fun getting to know the people here. I really enjoyed that, and I've admired some of the talents. Primarily, yeah, that's mine, thank you. Primarily the talent of Tim and John, just to let the bullshit roll when they start talking. That's quite good, so. To let the stuff roll. You can edit out that bullshit. So. But and I'll pass. And I also know that they're the ones who edit this, so I'm sure that won't make it into the to the final version. So
4 times.
So to let the bullshit roll. 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 So I'll pass it on back to Tim. Thanks.
Let's start off with Erin, because Erin is new to us this year, and Erin does 2 things really well: run and sleep. And so, if I don't get this to her right now, she may nod off. So, Erin, look at Gary and introduce yourself, and just kind of talk about some of your impressions on the run, and then pass them around to Chris, and then we'll just go around the table. Right there.
All right. Hi, I'm Erin, and probably the newest member of this team. And impressions of the run. Second leg was warm. Beer tasted good. The young men were fabulous, and
Talking about us? Thought you rode in your van.
and the old guys aren't bad either.
As for me, this is the 7th. Was that the 7th, Lee?
Yeah.
The 7th Hood to Coast. Actually, this was the Portland to Coast, and I was a little disappointed that we weren't going to do Hood to Coast, but as it turns out from the weather, I think it was good. I ended up doing the 3 legs anyway, so that made me feel more satisfied with the run. It was really kind of uneventful as far as any kind of traumas or excitement in that way goes. Although I had a good time bringing going across the finish. That was the first time I'd done that, being the finisher. So that was exciting. I think the most challenging part, I'm sure Diana's already talked about, but was going up that Pittsburgh hill with the dust was really in the middle of the night. I think that's another thing. Was a lot of the runs we usually do in the daytime we did at night, which was a little different. Otherwise, everything went very smoothly, and we're looking forward to another year. Hopefully next year we'll be back to the Hood to Coast.
What could be finer than that? It was a great experience. My hat's off to the people that picked up the slack. think we put together a good team and with a lot of effort. We'd like to have our drivers back being a little more productive than just handling the wheel, but but it was good. We had a good year. The heat was not overwhelming, but it was certainly significant. We decided it was the best year going for doing the Portland to Coast because of we avoided some of that, but it's definitely the best run would probably be Hood to Portland, and then just stay downtown and enjoy the city. But anyway, we had to run out through all that dirt and grime out through the west side, but it was a lot of fun when we hit the beach, and Johnny Limbo and the Lugnuts were okay. That was we had a good time. I think everybody came away sane and basically sober, and so it was all right.
And here's Lee. Hi, Gary. Good run this year. Good year for us not to have to do Hood to Coast because of the heat, as everybody said. It was kind of fun with the runners picking up an extra leg, and I enjoyed doing that. Probably the high point was watching Paul Tompkins do the Joe Fletcher Hill on the run and having him signal us that he was having a good run. And probably the low point, you may see that later on in the video. Probably the low point was the one opportunity that I had to catch 45 minutes of sleep in a sleeping bag and nearly got ran over twice by people trying to park on top of me in their vehicles. So, and the other high point was our van. We just had a great time. It was a real good group and had a lot of fun. Good driver. Interesting listening to the driver yell at the other not so good drivers, but that was good. So hope we do Hood to Coast next year.
Of course, your driver only used Gary Bunny, driver of van number 2, and our ongoing captain of this team.
Well, Timmy, this was an unusual year. We lost a lot of people, gained a few new people, and I'm not sure we ever thought we were able to get through this whole group because at times we were down to 8, back up to 12, and then back down to 10, and we were shuffling as we went along, but we made it, had a good year. Hopefully we'll have a lot of people come back next year and we'll do Hood Coast again. JP and I will get healthy again between now and then. And
coming back. Yeah, you are going to run again.
Yeah, oh yeah. You know, one thing about this though, JP and I both agreed that our legs felt better this year than they ever have in the past. Wouldn't you agree, JP?
He's gone.
Patterson.
What?
Aren't your legs felt about as good this year as they ever have after the run?
I really wanted to go out and jog this morning like I usually do after Hood to Coast, but I held back because I know how it made everybody else feel.
Yeah. Well, you're in tip-top shape, though.
Tip-top.
You want to talk about the 3 women you picked up at Scappoose? Since Joe brought it up.
I'm a lot older than a lot of you guys, and I don't even remember 3 women in Scappoose.
And that's what he told. That's the same story he told the police.
And I know that the beer consumption didn't come till later, so it just must be natural amnesia. I mean, I don't know what else to say. I don't even remember it. But the nesting part we ought to be talking about.
Oh, yeah, that's what we were
Say Lee was in our van, and since it's only 2 bench seats, that there was a large back end of that Suburban full of luggage. And, you know, Say obviously zeroed in on that, being the smart person she is, and saw a way of making this trip a real comfortable one. And I think she was sleep deprived before she got here because she headed back into the back of that Suburban, covered with luggage and sleeping bags and pillows. And I guess she's smarter than the average bear, because I would have done that too if I thought of it. But it's hard to drive from back there. But she burrowed back in there, and she only surfaced to run her 2 legs and then back in the back, and she had to fight people for that.
Yeah.
Because they realized what a good deal she had.
Jake, what's the significance of that critter on your table?
Tim, maybe you better tell the history of this sweet little devil.
Oh. I don't know that it has much of a history, but what you have to understand what the thing does is just this wonderful little device where you just poke its nose and it just starts to vibrate, and then you ride it up and down somebody's back or whatever, and it's very nice. There's a side story about this, though. I bought it in Boston and then was going to Washington, D.C. to see my son, and I put this in my bag, and then when I picked it up at the airport, I picked the bag up, and all of a sudden I could feel it sort of vibrating. And it's really embarrassing when you tell your children that, I'm sorry, but I have to stop, and I have to shut my vibrator off. there was suddenly there's a side of me that Jason had never seen before, and he really didn't want to see it again. But in any event, when I took it out, he was dissuaded as to that.
This is a walking team from
Buns.
Buns. B-U-N-S. There's his shirt. Yeah. And this is the first time some of us have walked. Some of us have walked before, but we just wanted to let you know that we welcome you from wherever you are to this race. And we won the Sportsmanship Award yesterday.
How'd you do that?
So, thank you very much.
You qualified to win the Sportsmanship Award.
You're sickening. You know, you're friendly all the time when you don't want to be. You know, you do all those kinds of things. We pay along the way.
Actually, we all work for the Internal Revenue Service. We're trying to get a better image.
I'm going to patent this as you can wear this as either. Can you get a good shot of this?
Cute.
You can wear it as a jacket or pants. There, that you've heard of reversible. Well, these are, what would you call it? Either they're reversible upside down or right side up. Inversible. That's it.
But your toes are sticking out.
Well, you don't. You can pull them. See, there's the toes, but see, you can pull them. So they're.
Some people just wear socks.
I'll make some modifications with this next time. I'll put zippers down here, make this a little bit longer adjustable.
Elastic at the waist.
Maybe a little trap door in the back, you know. But this is the new fashion statement, and I'm going to patent it, and I'm going to make $1 million.
Can you run with those on?
That's great. Yeah, hey, this is great.
Do a turnaround. Oh, do another turnaround. See, that's particularly nice. Yeah. Oh. You know, if you could do that to music, you might have an act.
I'm sure you'll have the music.
Oh, we will.
Almost I got everything I need. Almost I got everything I need. Almost, but I don't got you. And you're the thing I need the most.
Anyway, any last parting thoughts, shots, or thoughts? All right. Well, this was it, 1996, Hood to Coast, and we'll see you next year.